thought of asking somebody to do that was really difficult for me. She volunteered and did it, and let alone somebody wanting to volunteer, it is incredibly difficult to find a match.
My best friend, her name is Francia. She said, no, I'm absolutely getting tested. So within 3 days, she went to go do it, and she was a match.
It was the kind of friendship you only see in movies, until it wasn't. In 2017, Selena Gomez was dying. Her lupus had reached a terrifying stage. Her kidneys were failing, and doctors told her she needed a transplant. Fast. The waiting list? 7 to 10 years. Hope was fading, and even Selena admitted she was breaking down. But then came Francia Raisa, her best friend, who noticed something was seriously wrong.
I had arthritis. My kidneys were shutting down. My mentality was just to keep going. I didn't realize how much it was affecting my body.
One day she came home and she was emotional. I hadn't asked anything. I knew that she hadn't been feeling well, but she couldn't open a water bottle one day. And she chucked it and she started crying. And I said, what's wrong? And that's when she told me. And she goes, I don't know what to do. The list is 7 to 10 years long. And it just vomited out of me. I was like, of course I'll get tested.
When Selena couldn't even open a water bottle and burst into tears. In that moment, without hesitation, Francia said the words that would change both their lives forever. I'll get tested. Within just 3 days, she was confirmed a match, something incredibly rare. That's when the world witnessed an act of pure sacrifice. Francia didn't just promise. She followed through. She went under the knife, gave Selena one of her kidneys, and helped her survive what could have been the end. The two shared emotional hospital photos, hand in hand, smiling through pain, a moment that went viral as the ultimate example of sisterhood and selflessness. Selena called Francia her beautiful friend and said she gave her the ultimate gift.
And it was one of those moments where I felt watched over. I know I was so lucky.
Back then, nothing could have broken their bond. At least, that's what everyone thought. But here's the thing about real-life fairy tales. Sometimes the happily ever after fades faster than the scars heal. Months after the surgery, things started to shift. Subtly at first, then publicly. Selena returned to the spotlight glowing, performing at the American Music Awards just months after her transplant. But instead of gratitude, fans started whispering that Selena seemed distant from Francia. Rumors began swirling when Selena didn't immediately credit Francia in every interview. Then came the bigger shock. Selena was seen drinking alcohol, even though she had just received a kidney. Fans went into overdrive. Francia reportedly unfollowed Selena on Instagram after the incident, and according to some insiders, she confronted her about not taking care of herself. Selena allegedly brushed it off, saying it was her body and her choice.
After that, she had a rift with Selena because she was mad that Selena had been drinking after she gave her the kidney.
Francia, feeling disrespected, started to pull away. What had once been an inseparable friendship, one forged through literal blood and sacrifice, began cracking under public pressure and personal choices. By 2019, the distance was undeniable. They stopped being seen together. There were no birthday posts, no shared selfies, no mentions. It was like the transplant had bonded them physically, but broken them emotionally. Fans started calling Francia the forgotten friend, and tabloids began painting her as jealous or bitter. But the truth was more complicated. Both women were hurting in silence, each believing she had been wronged. Then came the infamous Rolling Stone interview in 2022, the spark that reignited the entire feud. In the interview, Selena Gomez made what sounded like an innocent comment. She said that, "Taylor Swift is my only real friend in the industry." It was one sentence, but it detonated like a bomb across the internet. Fans immediately noticed who wasn't mentioned. Francia Raisa, the woman who literally gave Selena a kidney, wasn't just left out, she was erased. Francia's response was short but sharp. Under a post about Selena's interview, she commented, "Interesting," and quickly unfollowed her again. That single word set off a social media storm. Fans accused Selena of being ungrateful, while others defended her, saying she was only talking about the music industry, not her personal life. But Francia's silence afterwards said everything. There was pain there, disappointment, and maybe a sense of betrayal. Selena later fired back in a TikTok comment, saying, "Sorry I didn't mention every person I know. It was meant to be lighthearted, but it landed like a jab." Overnight, the story went from a private friendship rift to full-blown public drama. The world suddenly remembered the kidney, the tears, and the sacrifice, and started questioning whether Selena had forgotten too. After that interview fallout, things went eerily quiet, but the internet doesn't let anything die quietly. Fans started digging, comparing old interviews, spotting little signs that maybe Selena and Francia's friendship had been shaky long before the world knew it. Old clips resurfaced where Selena joked about drinking alcohol, even after the transplant, and people couldn't help but side-eye it, wondering how Francia must have felt seeing that. It wasn't just a rumor anymore. It was becoming a full-on social media investigation. Then, out of nowhere, paparazzi caught Francia outside a restaurant in Los Angeles. When asked about Selena, she dodged the question with a polite laugh, but her eyes said more than her words ever could. That clip went viral in hours. Fans flooded her comment section, half defending her, half accusing her of seeking attention. Meanwhile, Selena posted cryptic quotes on her Instagram stories about gratitude and loyalty, and the timing was impossible to ignore. For a while, it felt like the two were locked in a silent Cold War. No name-calling, no public statements, just little digital gestures that spoke louder than words. But beneath that polished celebrity calm, everyone could sense it. This wasn't over. And what happened next would shock fans all over again. Then came Selena's documentary, My Mind and Me, in 2022. A raw, emotional look into her struggles with fame, mental health, and lupus. The film won praise for its honesty, but eagle-eyed fans noticed something missing. Francia wasn't in it. Not a mention. Not a single frame. Considering the magnitude of what she'd done, donating an organ, the omission felt loud. Viewers began asking questions. Why would Selena tell her life story and leave out the person who literally helped her stay alive? Francia's circle reportedly felt blindsided. Insiders claimed she hadn't even been informed about the documentary's release, and when she saw it, it hit hard. People close to both women started whispering about how the friendship had never fully healed, that Selena's circle had changed, and Francia no longer fit into that world of fame, tours, and brand deals. Selena's fans defended her fiercely, saying she didn't owe anyone public gratitude for a private act of kindness, but others argued that the kidney had made her survival, and by extension, her success, possible. The debate turned ugly, splitting the fandom right down the middle. Suddenly, what began as a story of sisterhood had evolved into a messy web of loyalty, fame, and silence. By 2023, the silence finally cracked, and not in a gentle way. Francia publicly unfollowed Selena on Instagram, sparking an avalanche of speculation. It wasn't long before fans discovered that Selena had referred to Taylor Swift as her only real friend in the industry during an interview. That single line detonated across social media. What was once an unbreakable bond built on love and sacrifice had become cold, distant, and painfully public. The world was no longer watching two best friends. It was watching a slow-motion fallout. As the drama reached its peak, tabloids couldn't get enough. Every time either woman stepped out in public, headlines followed. Selena was photographed laughing with friends at dinner, while Francia appeared at charity events, smiling but noticeably avoiding any mention of her famous best friend. The contrast was striking. Selena seemed unbothered, radiant even, while Francia appeared composed but guarded, as if every camera flash reminded her of what once was. Then came the interviews. Francia, pressed by reporters, kept her responses diplomatic. "There's no bad blood," she'd say, but her tone told another story. Selena, on the other hand, maintained her calm exterior, reminding fans that she wasn't the type to fuel drama. But silence, as it turns out, speaks volumes. And every quiet moment from Selena only deepened the mystery surrounding their fallout. Meanwhile, fans began revisiting old clips, laughing moments between the two, hospital photos, red carpet appearances. The nostalgia made the tension even more heartbreaking. How did two women who once shared something so intimate become strangers in front of millions? And perhaps the most haunting question of all, if the price of survival is a friendship that can't survive the spotlight, was it ever worth it? Then, almost out of nowhere, the story took another turn. Selena publicly wished Francia a happy birthday on social media, a move fans didn't see coming. The post was warm, gracious, even nostalgic, with photos of happier times. For a brief moment, the internet believed reconciliation was in the air. Francia responded with a heart emoji, and the fandom exploded with theories that the two had finally buried the hatchet. But insiders whispered that the gesture wasn't what it seemed. Some said Selena was trying to calm the public tension. Others believed it was a genuine olive branch. Not long after, the pair were spotted together in Los Angeles, laughing over dinner like old friends. The pictures went viral within minutes. Entertainment outlets called it the reunion no one expected. But if this was peace, it was a fragile one. Those close to them hinted that while they were cordial, The deep trust they once shared might never fully return. Still, it was a rare glimpse of warmth after years of silence, proof that even in Hollywood's chaos, forgiveness can exist, if only temporarily. But as fans watched closely, one question lingered in every comment section. Was this a real reconciliation, or just a photo op to quiet the noise? In the end, the saga of Selena Gomez and Francia Raisa became more than just a celebrity friendship gone wrong. It turned into a mirror reflecting how fame can twist even the purest bonds. What started as a life-saving act of love evolved into a years-long emotional chess game played under the unforgiving glare of the public eye. Francia's sacrifice will always be remembered, but Selena's journey, her pain, her growth, her silence, remains just as complicated. Both women walked away, marked by the same story, but wearing different scars. And as the internet continues to debate who was right or wrong, one truth cuts through all the noise. Some wounds don't heal with apologies or PR smiles. Sometimes the most powerful stories in Hollywood aren't about betrayal or loyalty. They're about how two people can survive the same storm, but never stand under the same sky again. Because in the end, behind every viral headline and every fan theory lies a reminder that love and gratitude are fragile currencies in a world built on attention. And when the lights fade and the cameras turn away, we're left wondering, did either of them truly win? Or did fame take something neither of them can ever get back?